All right, got a great question about content marketing and using social media for a local fitness pro and how do we do it. Okay, so I'm going to give you some secrets today on creating ultra effective social media content that is going to help you generate more DMs. And if you do these steps, you'll be able to get new clients signed up every week simply using Facebook and Instagram. And this is backed up on what I've done for years and years and what we do to this very day across our gym locations. So the first thing I want to discuss is why most fit pros don't have engaging or effective content. And it's actually not the reason you might think it is. The biggest problem in this industry is that there is so much information out there, so many strategies from business coaches, marketing experts, and what they're essentially telling you is that you should become an influencer. And they're telling you things like, do more reels, get on TikTok, upload reels every day, build an authentic character, like list out all the stories of your life and all your trials and tribulations. Make a podcast, write a best-selling book, establish yourself as an influencer and an authority. And the problem with that is that works very well if you're an online coach, if you're trying to build a personal brand around yourself. But for a local fitness bootcamp or gym owner, you are not trying, and you should not be trying, to build a personal brand around yourself. Because guess what? If you live in a town with 80,000 people, even if every single person in that town knows who you are, you still ain't an influencer. So the problem is influencer marketing is extremely different, light and day different to local business marketing. And the reason for that, the difference is proximity. Meaning, when you are an online coach or an influencer or a brand name, you're immediately competing against thousands and thousands of other solutions. And it's a lot harder online to generate clients because there's more noise, there's more competition, everyone's saying the same thing. You've got to work so much harder to actually stand out and be taken seriously online because there's less trust. For a local business, like a gym, a hair salon, a bakery, it's completely different. Influencer marketing is not required. It has no point, no purpose, because you have proximity. People will more naturally trust you because you're a local business. Think about this. If you've ever sought out a local business like a plumber or a hair salon or a car dealership or whatever, if you're looking for a Porsche and you see Porsche in my area, you're not immediately skeptical. Like you'll go to that place, you'll go to that baker, you'll go to that salon. You'll consider them as an option simply because they're in your area and you know that your options are somewhat limited. So because you have proximity to your customers in a local area, there's already a degree of trust. They usually will happily reach out to you and just ask, and they just want to know a few things to make sure it's relevant for them. Like, are you situated close enough? Do you operate at the hours they can come to? What do you offer? Is the price reasonable? It's actually a bit more of a logical discussion. Whereas if you're looking to work with an online influencer, like you need to know so much more about them because you know nothing about these people. It could be a complete scam. But on a local business level, it's likely that the local gym is not a scam. The hair salon is not a scam. They're there. They can't really run off with your money, right? So there's a lot more trust on a local level, meaning you haven't got to go to all these crazy lengths to make this content. And the other thing as well is, again, like I mentioned, if you're running a bootcamp or a gym, it's not about you. You're not the personal brand. And in fact, if you try and build the brand around you, it has no benefit, has no effect, and if anything, it just makes it harder to outsource and scale later. So forget all this personal branding stuff. It does not matter. Look, every day we generate leads organically for our gyms, and I don't put my face on camera. My partner, James Calderbank, does not put his face on camera. We're the owners of the gym. We don't put ourselves on cameras. We don't make videos. The clients don't know who the hell we are. A lot of them, right? It's irrelevant to us. The business, the Transform Hub, is the brand itself. Your business, ABC Fitness or whatever, ABC Bootcamp, is the brand. So, if you take away the personal brand aspect, a lot of this stuff, like all these reels and podcasts and stuff, all falls apart as well. You don't need that stuff. All right? So, this should make things simpler for you. Let's talk about then what we do in order to grow on a local level. What are the only posts and platforms a local company needs to generate 2 to 3 conversations a day organically, relatively easily? For us, it's Facebook and Instagram. And by the way, check out the link below this podcast if you want to see my entire marketing content creation strategy that we use. It's all broken down with a content calendar, post examples and templates, and all the the full-on explanation behind all of it. It's in the link below. But to give you an overview, a quick overview, we only mostly use Facebook and Instagram. You don't need more platforms because there's enough prospects for a general audience. If you're looking at, let's say, men or women that are 30 to 50 years of age, which is a very common audience, Facebook and Instagram are the best platforms for that. And when it comes to types of posts, then there's only a couple of different types of posts we actually use. I would say about 70% of our post is going to be inspirational testimonial posts or social proof. But the way you do these posts, let's talk about social proof. The way most Fit Pros and gym owners do social proof is completely wrong. They will post up before and after photos, only focused on numbers. Like this is Jenny lost 10 pounds, and then show Jenny in her before and afters in her frumpy underwear. What we found though is if you show more realistic photos, like Jenny when 6 months ago when she was wearing very more conservative dresses and looked visibly unhappy, versus now when Jenny is in a sexy dress, beaming with a great posture, that picture tells 1,000 words. Much better than the same person in underwear standing on a scale, right? Now, of course, we have those pictures too, but it's more powerful if you can find, as much as you can, the real life pictures. It's more contextual and it just captures the emotion and the attention of the reader far more. The next thing is the caption. So you want to always tell a story in the caption. What most Fit Pros do, again, is very logical, it's very mechanical, it's very cold. They just say, here are the before and after stats. She went from a 40-inch waist to a 32-inch waist. Her blood cholesterol went from this to this, right? This is not emotional. This doesn't captivate people. It'll impress other trainers, but it won't impress other prospects. So instead, what you want to talk about is the feelings, the emotions, or the self-concept the prospect has of themselves now versus in the past. And then you want to talk about specific situations that the prospect was in that triggered those emotions. This is how you'll tell good stories and relate to people. So for example, we might say, Jenny 6 months ago was insecure about her body, was overweight, felt insecure, and would dread going out with her friends on the weekend. That's the situation, social life. So she would dread going out because her friends would all look good in their dresses, and she always covered up, didn't want to wear anything like sexy, and was always insecure about having her photo taken and shared on social media. Versus now, Susie is confident in her skin, she feels empowered, she loves herself, and she goes out with her friends now and wears what she wants and feels attractive and loves turning guys' heads. That is how you tell a story. It's the emotion or the self-concept of the person had of themselves, and then the applied situation they put that into. Another example, if you're working with men, for example, like busy dads, you might say Clive 6 months ago was overweight, out of shape, and couldn't even, and felt guilty and ashamed that he couldn't actually go and kick a ball with his son because he'd be on the floor, out of breath. But now he's got his fitness back that he had in his 20s, and he can keep up with his son, and he feels like a more empowered role model and is just enjoying playing with his son more. That's the situation of parenting. So you see, when you apply the emotion and a specific situation, this tells a full, complete, relevant story that is going to grab the attention of someone who also is a father, or a woman who also feels insecure in social situations. And that's going to reel those people in. When they see that, then you give a little call to action like, hey, if Clive's story has resonated with you and you're also a busy guy who would like to be there for your kids and be a fit role model for them, then reach out to us and we'll chat about how we can help you too. Right? And same thing for the woman. So it's simple, it's subtle, but it's far more powerful. You just get away from logic and start talking about emotion and stories. That's how you do social proof posts better on social media. Now, the next type of post we'll do is what we call an objection handler. Now, the next type of post is a bit more direct. It's a bit more looking at what are the common obstacles that we know our target audience have that stops them pursuing a program. And we all know they want to lose weight, but why don't they? What's stopping them? And what is intimidating them? What is a problem for them? What are they not liking about the process that is stopping them reaching out? And what we're going to do is we're going to make a post that addresses this obstacle, but in a very different way to how most fit pros do it. You see, all your competitors, all the other fit pros, they demonize your prospect's obstacles. They tell the prospect that they are wrong for having the objection, and they tell the prospect, or they at least infer to the prospect, that the prospect has to change if they want to get those results. For example, let's say a big obstacle for a busy mum is that she would love to lose weight, but she hasn't joined a gym yet because in her mind, from her experience, to lose weight, she thinks she has to go do jogging on a boring treadmill for 2 hours a day. And she tried it before, she hated it, she didn't have the time for it, and it was boring and didn't work anyway. So of course this woman doesn't want to start another fitness program because she might not know that a solution like yours exists. In fact, most people don't. They just think of a gym as being traditional run on a treadmill gym. So when you're addressing that specific obstacle, the other fit pros are going to say to her, or all the other solutions she's looked at have said to her, you haven't got time, you just need to make time. You just need to be more productive. You need to get more organized. You need to want it more. Whereas you, on the other hand, you approach it in a different way and you alleviate her objections. You make her right. And then she's going to be very curious and open to learning more. Whereas if you try and combat her objection, she will shut down and become resistant and closed off to the conversation. So in your post, you're going to say something like, hey, are you a busy mom? We know that you're a busy mom who would love to get in shape and love to get her confidence back, but you haven't got 2 hours a day to run on a treadmill and it's boring anyway. And we say, you know what? You're right. That's right. You're a busy mom. You say, I have kids myself, or maybe I don't have kids, but I train women that have kids, and you guys are like super women. I don't know how you guys do it. You're machines. You're amazing, but you definitely don't have the time. I can't imagine how busy you are. So you don't have 2 hours to run around on a stupid treadmill, and it doesn't work anyway. So what's the freaking point? You're right for thinking that. You definitely don't have time for that. And see, now they're intrigued. Now they're like, this is so different to them. They're like, why is this fitness gym agreeing with me, right? And then you say, the transition is, that's why at XYZ Bootcamp, we've designed a program specifically for busy women like you, where we've designed a program that you can get insane fat loss results in just 45 minutes a workout 3 times a week. And it's fun, short, fast, and busy mums in the area love it. If you'd like to hear more about that, drop a comment below or send us a DM. So you see, that's the transition. So you address the main obstacle they might have on their mind. You then let them know that they're right. That's like a bit of a twist for them. They're like, whoa, I am right? I thought I was making excuses. I thought I had to change something. And then you let them know that that's why your service is built to accommodate that need. And therefore, you suddenly now are the best and only solution for them. Let's do another example quickly. So another objection could be, let's say, like lack of motivation, lack of inspiration, or lack of accountability. So you say, look, we know that you want to get in shape, you want to get your fitness and confidence back, but you're disheartened because every time you've started a program, then you've usually given up and quit on yourself after a couple of weeks because no one was holding you accountable and there was no social support. And you know what? Or you went to a gym and you went on your own and it was boring and you didn't know what to do, so you stopped going. And you know what? You're right. You shouldn't have to go to a gym and be on your own with no support. It's boring. It doesn't work. That's why in our program, you're going to be paired with a small, intimate team of like-minded women who have similar goals, challenges, and fitness levels to you. And every session is led by a personal trainer who is going to keep you accountable and give you a proven program that is designed to help busy women like you who are over 30 years of age and is going to be able to customize it exactly around your goals and any weak areas. So that's how you'll actually get the best results. And so again, you've done the same process. You've brought up the obstacle. You made them right for having it. You sided with them rather than against them. And then you let them know why your service has been created completely differently as the specific solution for them. So that's the objection handling post. That's very powerful as well. And then one more type of post I'll talk about quickly would be, let's talk about Instagram stories, using the stories as to shake things up a little bit. So one other type of great post we use are the Instagram stories. And stories are the highest ROI activity you can do on social media because stories on Facebook and Instagram, but Instagram is a lot better for stories for some reason. Stories are where a follower or a casual reader becomes a DM prospect. The stories are the gateway from consuming content to DMing you. And you'll get so many DM conversations started with your stories every day if you do it in a certain way. Now, we use 3 types of stories overall. So I'll talk about one. If you want to learn all the types of stories as well as all the other Facebook and Instagram posts we do, check out the link below and you'll get my full organic marketing system there. But I'll give you one type of story that works very well, and that is polls. So when you make a story on Instagram, you click on the features button, like a little sticker button, and you get all the different things like location, tag someone, stickers, all that stuff. And you want to find one that says poll, and you can put 2 or more answers to a question. So what we do is, very simple tactic you can use is throughout the day, put 2 or 3 different polls, and at first you make them super easy and innocent, like just fun, stupid stuff people can engage and play along with. People love this. It gets really high engagement because they haven't got to think about it. It's just fun. Breaks up their boredom as they're scrolling. So you could put, for example, do you prefer, training legs or training arms? Do you prefer chocolate protein or vanilla protein? Right? Treadmills or bikes, whatever, And then on the fourth, or the third or fourth poll, you would put something a bit more intentful. That is really the conversation starter. This is the first polls are like the Trojan horse. The real poll comes in third or fourth, and that'll be a poll that really talks about them. And it could be something, for example, like, I would describe my current fitness goals as A, I'm smashing them and feeling great, or B, I could use some help. Or it could be any kind of conversation starter that leads into what you do. So it could be diets. Ladies, what do you think of diets? And then it could be something like, I hate diets, I failed so many times, or whatever. And then the cool thing is when someone replies to that poll, it basically allows you to DM them and it starts a DM conversation. So poll answers are a very good icebreaker. It's a simple way to transition into a DM effortlessly. So if you put that poll up saying, for example, about their goals, either I'm crushing it, getting my goals right now, or most people are going to say, I could use some help. You can then see who are the 4, 5, 6 people that responded that, and then send them a DM and continue the conversation one-on-one. So you could reply back to them saying, hey Susie, thanks for replying to my poll. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you could use some more help. Tell me, how's it going for you? What are you doing right now? What have you tried? What is it you're getting stuck with? And then immediately now you're in a DM conversation. They reply back, oh, I've been going to a gym for a while, but it's not quite working out. Then you ask them back, why do you think it's not working? What is it you feel you would need that would get you results? And if they say something like, I think I need someone to help me with my diet, or I think I just need to be pushed more, or something that's a bit more fun, then you could say, well, have you ever considered group training? That's what we do, blah, blah, blah. Would you like to jump on the phone and we can share some more info? And then from those conversations, you get more phone calls, and from phone calls, you get more sales. That's a simple way to use the Instagram poll feature to get conversations started every day. So that and a bunch of other strategies we use daily on Instagram and Facebook, and we generate at least 5, 6, 7 conversations a day per gym, and we always get a few phone calls and a couple of sales out of that. So that's a few strategies and tactics overall on social media, what you can do right there. And again, if you want the full, complete organic marketing system that is exclusively for fitness bootcamp and gym owners, there's nothing else like it out there. This is not about influencer marketing. It's not about branding. It's not about building a personal brand and doing reels and any of that stuff. If you want the local fitness marketing system organically, the exact full system with content calendars and breakdown of all the posts that we use, then check out the link below and you can see it. And you can pick it up for less than the price that one client is going to pay you back in return. So let me know if this helps. That's social media for you guys, and I will see you on the next podcast.